morning, good afternoon, or even good evening. It doesn't matter when the time you access this video. But don't worry, this video is gonna be awesome because my friends and I would like to present material called PEDATI Frameworks. But firstly, let me introduce myself and my group's member. As you can see on the screen, I'm the number 1 here on the list. My name is Rauh Suardana and my student registration number is 19120210. And the next partner is YULINDA MAHAYUNI and her student registration number is 1912021033. And the third one is DEWA ANGELITA and her student registration number is 1912021019. And the last one is KOMANG TRIA OKTAPIANI and her student registration number is 1912021028. Alright, first I would like to give you a little summary about what we are going to discuss today. Here I have our list content today. First, we would like to explain to you guys about blended learning and PEDATI frameworks, what it is. So watch this video till the end. And the next one is the component and the steps of PEDATI frameworks. And the third one is the explanation both of online and offline learning using PEDATI frameworks. And the last one is the example of platform that use in PEDATI frameworks. Okay, without wasting time, we are going to start our lesson today. And first, YULINDA Mahadewi will present material about blended learning and PEDATI frameworks. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Yulinda as the first speaker, so I'll explain about blended learning, PEDATI, and its purpose. According to Semler, blended learning combines the best aspect of online learning, structured face-to-face activities, and real-world practice. Online learning system, classroom training, and on-the-job experience have major drawbacks by themselves. The blended learning approach uses the strengths of each to counter the other weaknesses. Blended learning is an ace of learning that combines many ways of delivery, teaching models, and learning styles, introducing a lot of media choices between the facilitator and the person who will be taught. Blended learning is also a combination of face-to-face teaching and online pedagogy, but more than that as an element based on social relationship. Blended learning is applied to PEDATI that stand for pelajari, dalami, terapkan, and evaluasi. So what's the purpose of PEDATI for learning and teaching process? Here is the main purpose of PEDATI. The first one are to select and define asynchronous learning strategies and synchronous, which is relevant to learning outcomes which have been specified. The second one is to arrange the learning flow into an object-relevant learning to achieve outcomes predetermined learning. And the last one are to select and determine relevant assessment of learning outcomes to achieve the learning outcomes that have been determined.
Alright, this is my part. I'm going to tell you about the component of PEDATI. Now, let's imagine if we, as a teacher or as a lecturer, would like to present or teach a material. And in this case, we imagine that the material called topic X. The first step is the teachers or the lecturers provide the learning material such as books, journal, article, or some visual needed like videos, PowerPoint presentation, and etc. Or maybe we can put a link that lead to a video on YouTube or somewhere else, but it is related with the material. This step's called pelajari. When you translate into English, it means learn. And move to the next step is dalami, or when you translate into English, it means dive into it. In these steps, the teachers or the lecturer provide meeting or discussion between the lecturer or teacher to the students in order to make sure the students understanding about the topic X here, about the material. The teacher may use virtual chatting such as WhatsApp, Telegram, or anything else, or even meeting or video conference if needed, such as Google Meet, Skype, or Zoom. It is allowed student and the teachers see face by face or face to face, And the next one, we move to terapkan, or when you translate it, apply it. When you translate into English, apply it. It means the teachers or the lecturers giving an online assignment to the students in order to make sure that the students understand about the material. To apply their understanding, the teachers or lecturer will give online assignment to do. And the next one is evaluate or evaluasi. In these steps, teachers or lecturers will be gathering data to evaluate students whether they pass this topic or need repeat about this topic. The teachers or the lecturers may give summative assessments, objective questions usually, to know about students' understanding. It is fully understanding or not before the class move to the next topic. All right. In PEDATI frameworks, each step has different resources or different things. On pelajari or learn, and these steps need materials such as books, journal, videos, PowerPoint presentation, and etc. And dalami or dive into it. These steps need platforms such as WhatsApp, maybe Zoom meeting, Google Meet, or anything else that used to checking the students' understanding about the material and conducting discussion between the students and the teachers. The teacher. Alright, next, terapkan or apply. In these steps, teacher may use Google Classroom, Schoology, or e-learning that used to give as online assignment to the students, right? To apply what they have learned, use online assignment. And the last part is evaluasi or evaluate. In this step, the teacher will be gathering information or data to evaluate the student whether they pass this topic, whether they pass this material, or need to repeat a few points of this material. Alright, that's all about my material or my part. Let's move to the next part about the explanation both online and offline learning using PEDATI frameworks.
Well, here I will explain my material about explanation both online and offline learning using PEDATI frameworks. Okay, first I will explain online learning using PEDATI frameworks. The first step is teacher or lecturer provides material to students in the various forms and types such as e-books, videos, PowerPoint, PDF, Word, or etc. Then the student access the material and study it. The second step is teacher or lecturer provide a discussion forum. Here, the teacher or lecturer provides a discussion forum by asking them questions. Then, each of them will issue an opinion or argument to answer questions from their teacher or lecturer, and occasionally respond to opinions or arguments from friends. And then when there is material that deviates from the topic being discussed, the teacher or lecturer will provide an explanation. This is done to measure their understanding of the material being studied. The third step is teacher or lecturer assigned online assignment to students. Here, the teacher or lecturer assigns assignments to them in the form of essay assignments such as analyzing, and students collecting their answer in an application that has been determined by teacher or lecturer. This is done with the intention of measuring how far they can apply the material that has been learned. The last step is the teacher or lecturer provides an evaluation in the form of an objective test to students. Here, the teacher or lecturer gives an objective test to the student, then the student answers the test given by their teacher or lecturer. This is done to measure whether students master the material being studied. Okay, then let's continue. What if this PEDATI framework applied in offline learning? Okay, the first step is here the teacher or lecturer provides material in the form of a book or PowerPoint and explain the material that has been provided. And students listen to the explanation from the teacher or lecturer. The second step is in this stage, whether online learning or offline learning, teachers or lecturers and students carry out discussion by asking questions. But here the discussion takes place directly. Unlike in online learning, which requires application such as WhatsApp or Zoom to conduct discussion. The third step is, in this stage, either online learning or offline learning, the teacher or lecturer gives assignment in the form of description to students whose function is to measure whether they can apply the material that has been learned. But in offline learning, students directly collect their assignments in the form of handwriting to the teacher or lecturer, while in online learning, students collect assignment in the form of word and collected in an application that has been determined by the teacher or lecturer. And the last steps is, in this stage, both online learning and offline learning, the teacher or lecturer gives objective tests to students. However, in offline learning, the teacher or lecturer provides question papers to students, while in online learning, the teacher provides an application to answer the objective test. Alright, that's all about my material, and then my friends will explain the next material about platform that is used in PEDATI framework.
Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is KOMANG TRIA OKTAPIANI. I am as the last speaker in this presentation, and I would like to explain about platform that using in PEDATI frameworks. Okay, the first step is learn. In this step, we can use Google Classroom as the learning media. In Google Classroom, the teacher sends the learning material in various forms such as video, file, PowerPoint, link, and the other. And students are able to study the material that has been provided by the teacher. Next, in the second step, dive into it. In this step, we can use Google Classroom or Zoom application as discussion forum. As an effort to deepen the material, the teacher provides a discussion of the previous material through the comment column into the Google Classroom or meeting virtual by using Zoom application. In there, students will argue about the material which they understand and the teacher give a response to them. Okay, next, in the third step, apply it. In this step, we can also use Google Classroom because as an effort to apply the material that has been studied during the discussion, the teacher gives an online assignment to the student both in the form of individual or group assignment by using Google Classroom. After that, the teacher gives a feedback to students. Next, the last one in the step evaluate. To measure the extent to which students have learned about the material, the teacher provides an evaluation in the form of a quiz or objective question by using quizzes or Kahoot application. So, in conclusion, those are some platforms that used in the PEDATI frameworks, and that's all about me. Thank you for your attention.